Well, with the transition already underway, new developments have come to light for one of his major campaign promises.
NBC News has learned the Trump administration is now considering locations and talking to private prison companies about detention centers that could hold migrants before they're deported. That's according to two sources familiar with the matter. The
goal is to double the number of immigration and customs enforcement detention beds as the president-elect seeks to fulfill his promised mass deportation plan. So, what impacts could we see here? WCNC Charlotte's Kayland Hagwood has been looking into this, and Kayland is joining us live in the studio here. So you're hearing from support groups, groups that are supporting migrants tonight. What are they saying?
Well, they're concerned what this could mean for immigrants who are nonviolent and those with families, some of whom were born in America. That is what they say they've been thinking about as this plan comes into shape. This comes as Republicans in the General Assembly say they now have the votes to strengthen immigration policy in our state.
From the North Carolina legislature to the city of Charlotte, leaders are preparing for the incoming Trump administration and what its plan for mass deportations could mean for the state. Rusty Price leads Camino, an organization that's been serving the Charlotte Latino community for decades. He says the city has seen a huge influx of people from the border, but believes mass deportation isn't the right solution.
The big fear from the community is that if you're undocumented and you can't get a driver's license, and you're driving to work, building the houses we live in, or, and you get arrested, then, you could be deported from a small thing like that.
He says Charlotte leaders have worked collaboratively with organizations like his to manage the crisis in the city and believes violent criminals should be deported, not asylum seekers.
They've come in and they've contributed so much. We really need to do the opposite of deporting. We need to recognize the ones that are here working hard and give them a way to become legal.
It comes as Republicans in the General Assembly now say they have the votes to pass House Bill 10, which would require sheriffs to work with federal immigration officials to detain people in the U.S. illegally. In some circumstances, Representative David Willis out of Union County is one of the bill's sponsors and says the bill is a no-brainer.
Whatever we can do to try to get these folks who, are repeatedly committing crimes off the streets and into, ICE custody, I think the better, and it makes our communities across the state safer.
Well, House Bill 10 was vetoed by Governor Cooper earlier this year. Republicans do say now, though, that they believe they have the votes to override that veto as early as next Tuesday. Back to you.
All right, Kayland, thank you for that.